God, I did it again. Yeah, so we will be playing through the monk stories because I think that would be fun to get to actually play through the characters, play through the story again, understand them, and then actually finish up the quests for each of the games. We'll start with, for each of the jobs, we'll start with monk, and we'll go through each one. It'll probably take a couple streams each time, and I will be changing up my glamour between each chapter, more or less. So we'll start out as this, and as we go through monk, I'll start adding into the next monk, and then next after that. So we'll be going through kind of the artifact armors and stuff like that. So I've also made a change. I got off of Balmung, which is my home world, because I didn't want to, because you have to be in Ul'dah, which has just a bunch of people in it. I wanted to have the city be a little bit more empty. So we still have some people here. So I ended up hopping over to Coral, because I wanted to not do that. Yeah, so we will be going through and we will be playing. We will, at a minimum, get the pugilist stuff done. And we'll probably start going into like the Heavensward monk stuff. I don't know how far it's going to go, but yeah, we're going to get started. I think this will be kind of fun, just kind of going through the stories and stuff. Am I going to do a lot of reading today? Maybe? I don't know. Okay, so we're going to get started here. Greetings and welcome to the Pugilist Guild. We pugilists are specialists in hand-to-hand combat. Through rigorous training, we forge devastating weapons of our fists and feet, which we employ to great effect in battle. There's no better place in the realm to train in our discipline than here. If you want to walk the path of pugilists, I highly recommend you add our name to your role. What say you, friend? Okay, so we're in. Since time immemorial, man has used whatever it has at its disposal to settle disputes, beginning the event fighting with his fists. Such hand-to-hand combat exists in various forms throughout Eorzea, each evolving independently of one another. Origins of pugilism, as we know it, however, can be traced back to the staging of bare-handed bouts in the Colosseum. These contests attracted fighters from far and wide, bringing their myriad styles clashing together in the blood sands. Amidst this chaotic intermingling of styles, there rose a pugilist of singular strength and skill. This woman made it her life's mission to master every form she encountered, that she might refine her art. Among her many song-worthy exploits, we pugilists remember her participation in the gladiator tournament most fondly. Back when barehanded fighting was still seen as a pastime for peasants, she took on fully armed and armored gladiators and effortlessly bested a lot of them. Word of her feats spread across the realm like wildfire, of course, and Ul'dah swiftly transformed into the center of pugilism, where people flocking from all over to train under masters among masters. The woman's name was Cornelia, and it was her that the Pugilist Guild owes its existence. The art practiced here is based on her all-encompassing style, and this training hall is modeled on the one that she once built. There it is, a brief history of our guild. Never fails to fan the flames of my fighting spirit. Okay, so now we're going to be meeting with starting with the Master Hamon of our time. For long years, the man ruled the Blood Sands as the Holy Fist, though he has since retired in favor of training aspiring fighters. I am overseeing his charges yonder. Go and show him the fighting spirit that burns within you. So I have glamored up so that I'm not actually holding weapons currently. We will eventually do that. We will eventually be holding weapons. You're not my errand boy. There's no attachment. There never was. I'm not doing anything indecent. I swear to the gods. Boo, called out. What? You're here to enroll? Oh, why did you say so sooner? As my capacity as guild master, glad to give you the primer on the hand-to-art combat. As you already know this, but we pugilists fight with our fists and feet. We'll do much damage as a blade. They hardly matters when you're able to land several blows for each swing of the sword. When we make up for instructive force, we more than make up for in speed and cunning. Under my guidance, we only master striking techniques. Woo! Also learn to string them together to deliver an endless flurry of blows. Only through such fierce combinations can a pugilist realize his potential. Ah! You're really spry, dude. Cut it out. I can't I'm spent from all this talking. You know how to speak more, son. Give me a chance to catch my breath. Where was I? Yeah, I think I can go the distance, yeah. Yes, you have fighting spirit. I can see it in your eyes. I see no reason to deny you a place in these halls. Welcome to the guild, son. Okay. Some hunting log. A hora. Tad old and rusted, but they'll serve you if you look meaner, I reckon. You know when you're ready to begin. Okay. So that unlocks Pugilist. Now, for those who are wondering, Pugilist is not a normal job class. It's not. So the beginning that you have here in 14, you start out with classes and then you unlock jobs. And at some point they said, we're not going to do classes anymore. It's too complex. We're going to do just jobs. So you started out with classes of, let's see, Gladiator, Pugilist, Thaumaturge, and stuff like that. And then you eventually unlock. The reason why I think they did that is that in the original Final Fantasy, the first one, you actually started out with the base jobs, but then they actually advanced to advanced jobs. So you had things like the monk, the knight, the monk, the fighter, the white mage, and stuff like that. But it eventually would evolve into like black belt and knight. And let's see, what else did they have? Because knight originally eventually became paladin, but it first started out as knight. Black mage turned into warlock, I think. No, red mage turned into warlock. Black mage turned into sorcerer. White mage turned into sage, I think. Oh, and because I am currently wearing monk stuff, I can't undo Pugilist. How specific gear equipped? Oh shoot, I'm in trouble. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, for those of you who are confused by that, I'm wearing stuff that is actually monk specific. So I've got legs that are monk specific. So I actually have to change these out. Which means that my glamour's kind of shot. Didn't realize that was going to be a thing. Okay, now I should be able to go to here and go unequip. Oh, am I still holding job-specific stuff? Oh, my weapons are. That's a problem. Oh, but the Horde Knuckles won't have an issue. Yeah. Unequip. There we go. So eventually you turn into your job, and then you never go back to your class again, which I'm glad they moved away from. But when you're replaying it, starting as Pugilist. Looking at every bit of Pugilist, son. Now the learning can commence. For this first mission, I want you to test your fledgling skill against the vermin of Thonalon. Get out there and put down 3 marmots, 3 hornets, and 3 shrews. Turn here when the deed is done. Now, this goes without saying, but I expect you to fight using the horror I gave you. Counts not if you skew the beasties with a spear or fry them with a spell, I say. So. So, of course, the gear that I was wearing before, it doesn't quite cut it. But oh well. You also see that my bar down here has changed because I haven't touched it in such a long time. It's basically reset. We'll put up with this for the time being. Okay, marmot's done. And you slay huge hornets, apparently. Where are the huge hornets? I think they're actually part of another area I need to go to. So, let's go ahead and fly back. The classes are also what you start out with in the game. So you could start out as a monk, and it would stick you here in Ul'dah. which makes perfect sense to me. Let's go ahead and run this direction. Go ahead and toss some of this stuff away, because I just don't need it. Bam! Then we're going to go out this way. Doing my AoE stuff. Ah! Tortoise! Okay, let's see. Now I have to get the snapping shrews, which are further along. Okay. Go ahead and run back in. Finish that up. Actually, a lot closer if we just go over here. Yeah, unfortunately, the Pugilist Guild is not that close to it's not quite as viable as it would be in a lot of the other places. So anyway, here we go. Oh, you're back, and none of the worse for your exertion. Youthful's vigor, a truly blessed thing. Complete that quest. Jump right into the next one. Okay, so we gotta run around grabbing some money that he put out for us to go gather. Okay, gonna go ahead and run on in here. Ah, here they are. Of course, we're going to go ahead and cheat a little bit and warp. Here. Ah! There they are. Come here, you. There we go. So now we're going to go outside to a place called, what was it? Scorpion's Crossing? Scorpion Crossing. Okay. So. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on out there. So I've been trying to think a little bit more about the Halloween stuff we're going to be doing for October. Because we've still got a lot of stuff that we can do for Final Fantasy XI, it's gotten to the point now that I'm actually, because of how things have been going, it's gotten actually particularly easy to actually catch up and do stuff before the next stream comes up. I wanted to... So at the end of the stream last night, I said that by the next time we get around to Tuesday, I wanted to get to at least 81 or something to unlock the next level of I've lost my words. I so get the next limit break undone, as well as so we can continue on with some of our stories and stuff like that. I've done that within the 24 hours because I just wanted to dig into the game and all that jazz. So I've actually gotten to the point where I've gotten to 85. You guys got to remember, I was at 77 I was at like just about to get 77 when we ended the stream yesterday. And I've gotten a lot more merit points and stuff like that, so I'm kind of ready and raring to go. We won't be playing Final Fantasy XI until Tuesday, so it's like, what do I do now? Because I want to keep everything on stream, all the progression stuff on stream, except for just the straight-up leveling, because it's kind of hard to just watch me play just leveling up, unless it was, like, specific, like, quests or something like that, so... Oh, he sounds so old. This must be the promising recruit you've been telling me about. Well, of course he's promising. He's trained under Hamon Olivest. That's our Master Hammond. This is Chochudo. She's sure so on. The guy's old. Speaking of which, got my own cops to worry about. Now remember, for anybody who's starting to play in this game, I am cruising through this because I already have all the stuff. I'm already high enough level that I can just do all the quests at once. You would actually have to either wait until you actually until you got high enough level, or you'd have to go leveling off between each one. So nice and simple, getting into it. Today I would like you to practice one of the most elementary combinations of a pugilist's arsenal. It goes like this. Lead in with a swift boot shine combo. Keep your foe off balance with a true strike. Bring it home with a blistering snap punch. With practice, combinations such as this will become second nature. They must if you expect to become an accomplished pugilist. Okay, so now we're going to go out and attack more things. It's odd that it actually would be rainy during this time, but so it goes. So oddly enough, because I got everything done in Final Fantasy XI today, I'm actually going to be leveling Monk in that game over the weekend. Let's see, we need to go to that map to work with that there. And Monk is a very different kind of setup. Go ahead and run on out here. You don't actually fight a whole lot of Kakirin in the game, usually. Hang on a second. I need to look at my actions again, see if I can get a snap punch. Okay. So. So it's interesting going back and forth between the different games because the Kakirin were a Beastmen tribe in 11 that you don't meet until Otter Gone. You don't meet for a very, very long time. But they're ones that you find out far sooner, you know. So it is interesting going back and forth between the two games because this one is basically the successor to 11, which had far more archaic setup in terms of like you have to make a lot of macros, you have to trade items and stuff like that. This one you don't necessarily do that. You still trade items, but it's handled in a different way. You don't go into a trade command. You rarely touch the trade command unless you're playing with other people. So, because of the way I got into this game and how I used to do things, and how I usually do things if I play games that have options to play like multiple class roles and stuff like that, which are not many. Final Fantasy 14 and 11 are kind of the only ones that allow you to do that. You know, that actually have functioning game roles that you can kind of swap between, not necessarily on the fly, but kind of as you please. A lot of other games, you have to play multiple characters to do that sort of thing. And when I've done that in the past, kind of burns you out a little bit because you want to explore the different styles of gameplay. But to do that, you have to make a new character, you have to run through the same story, and it gets really boring. Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 11 are a couple options where you're able to enjoy playing as a mage or a melee DPS or a tank kind of whenever you want. 11, even though archaic as is, it's been really fun to get back into and to play the different games and to play, you know, the different jobs and stuff like that. Even though I haven't really been playing a whole lot of them on stream specifically, because I've been sticking to Red Mage. When we get around to unlocking more of the jobs, it will turn into a case of you guys will be able to see me playing the different versions and things. So the different jobs and stuff like that. And when we unlock a new one or something, I then go through with that and all that jazz. So But yeah, playing other like online RPGs and stuff like that. No, I want to get into playing Star Wars: The Old Republic. If we get around to doing like Elder Scrolls Online or something like that, I'd like to do that. Lost Ark and games like those. So. Five of their legs. Okay, so we're gonna head out and fight toads now. Big old honking things that we're gonna be out against, so. Go ahead and run back here. It's been interesting being back in the low level areas just for this, because I'm rarely in these areas anymore. When I've played this game, I'm for the most part in the higher level stuff, near end, kind of end game more or less. Here's our toads. So did you bring me the toad legs? This stuff is all right. Just need some butter, a slice of sun lemon, and a pinch of master. Or meant to say, you did well to defeat the toxic toads. Put endurance to the test against. Look, it's true. Hammond Holy Fist is really here. Never step outside the guild without being flogged by fans. Such is the price of fame. Somnus is being smuggled through Black Breast Station. I reported the stone torches, asked them to put an end to it, but they turned a blind eye. That's the warp somnus. That's the mind warping substance made from dream flowers. Those who overindulge in it are said to fall into an eternal slumber. Their friends suffered that very fate. That's why I want to put an end to the smuggling. I'm just an ordinary person. There's precious little I can do. You've done enough to bring word to me, friend. For as surely as Hammond Holy Fist is my name, my smugglers come run the dungeon before the bell is through. God bless you, sir. You truly are a hero to us all. Slight change of plans. In place of the endurance test, we're going to find and apprehend the smugglers. First, we must gather information. You two, find out what you can from the people of the Black Breast Station. Report back here when you've learned something. The Alacrian, a likely hideout, and a silver-haired Lullifel. I like the sound of this, not one bit. I can smell the smugglers operate out of the abandoned clearing lair west of the coffer and coffin. We'll lie and wait for them there. Do it by normal. So we're going to be synced down to level 19. That's... done yourself this time. Master Werkafar is bound to be pleased. Have the talk. We have crates to move. Rurokuda, it is you, isn't it? Judo and Master. It's been a while. Vanish from the guild with nary word, and we find you here smuggling somnus with those villains? What's the meaning of this? Okuda, my boy, I didn't teach you how to fight so you'd come a pox on society. I sure know you must be held accountable. Judo, Jeth, your lesson begins. Apprehend the smugglers. You lot, take care of these meddlers. Yep, marmots are mine. Chastity, patience. Just our luck. Who I am, then you know what will be good for you. Come quietly or there will be trouble. Holy Fist, don't make me laugh. You're being fooled, all of you. Who's fooling who? What in the world are you talking about? Dark night several moons ago. I was out in the wilds, training alone. Distance, I caught sight of Master leaving the tavern and returning to the city. Thinking of accompanying him back, I followed him to the hills and was about to call out when I saw this. Challenge the Holy Fist, you have fighting spirit, I'll grant you that. But you'll do well to know your limits. So be it. Ah! Master? If I ever move, you're no ordinary marmot. He just gets completely clocked. All I wanted was to be surrounded by scantily clad maidens. My time came. The gods are cruel. What is the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Now you've seen it with your own eyes. Master was beaten by a marmot. Common bleeding marmot. Minus how strong he was at every turn, but he was lying through his teeth. Scarcely believe it my eyes. Wait till Master Wegfard learns of this. Yep. It's pretty bad. Need a lemon drop for all the stress on my throat. Oh, now I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh, pardon me. That felt good. I love a good solid sneeze. It just makes me feel a little tingly inside. I've been doing some thinking, Jazz. Well, it's just true that Master has been deceiving us. He meant us no harm. Besides, I owe him my life. We're gonna loot a new move. Steel Peak. There we are. So go ahead and warp off to Camp Drybone. Strike. Simple enough. It's not raining anymore, which is great. Okay, so we're going to duel Esther Hammond. Now it's level 4. No respect for the elderly? Yeah! Now we're level 8. Yes, yes, my strength returns. Come on. Let's go with one more round. Again? Get ready to feel the power of Hamon Holy Fist. Give me more! Give me more! I feel so alive! I've never felt so invigorated since forever. Even as though I'm fighting my younger self. Perhaps there's still hope for these old bones. I'll make my comeback yet, just if I... See if I don't. What are you doing here, old man? Learning how to walk. Your Wargfire White Axe. Hey, none called you that in ages. Hey, not since the day you defeated me on the Blood Sands. I gave up prize fighting after that humiliation, but it wasn't long till I found a place in the Alacra. Boy, Rakuda works for me now. Imagine me surprised when I learned that he used to train under the mighty Holy Fist. Holy Fist ain't nothing but a name these days, so I'm told. How do you sleep at night, knowing how flaccid you've become? Because if you're having trouble nodding off, you can always try a whiff of Somnus. I'll even give you a complimentary sample. Like as not, not an old sort like you won't even ever wake up again. Shut your mouth, or I'll shut it for you. Now, let's be civil for a moment. We're all friends, after all, and friends help each other out. You mentioned making a comeback just now. You're serious about it? I'd be glad to lend a helping hand. By way of motivating you, how's about we have us a rematch? Of course, it'll take place in public, just like old times. And there should be a fitting purse as well. Let's say the winner gets the Pugilist Guild. That's ridiculous, Master. You're not obligated to take him up on this. Ah, then it must be a little nursemaid. Rest assured, after I've taken over the guild, I'll keep her on as my personal assistant. Yeah. Do you really mean to fight him? Have no fear, Chuchudo. Master? Death, I don't mean to put undue pressure on you. The fate of the guild rests upon your shoulders! I don't believe this! Chuchudo, I know I can do this. I just need to keep getting stronger. You're doing so far. Fighting him reminds me of who I used to be. I'm confident I can be that man again. Beat that man to a pulp! Okay. Feeling apprehensive about this rematch business, I don't blame you. I'm not blind to reality. If I were to face work far as I am now, I'd be down for the count in a matter of heartbeats, not lying dead in a pool of my own blood. I'm determined to win, and I can with your help. Your presence sets my fighting spirit to raging. Keep your training. I promise to do the same. When you've grown stronger, return here. We'll both continue our lessons. Sorry, I got an itch on the inside of my nose. But each time I see you, you remind me more and more of my younger self. At this rate, it's likely to transform him into a handsome devil before the moon's over. Now then, I believe you're here to learn. Unfortunately, I'm in no condition to teach. Rather embarrassing to admit, but in my eagerness to prepare for the big rematch, I overtrained and threw out my back. I tell you, old age is hell's. Your Chuchudo will have to tend to you in my stead. His prospect of facing his old rival has lit a veritable fire under Master Hammond's backside. I'm relieved to see that he has a purpose again. The trick now is to keep a lid on his zeal, lest he injure himself. But let us speak of your lesson. When you are ready, come and meet me at the Little Alamigo. I have a challenge in mind that I certainly define stimulating. Here she is. Will be to prepare for Master Hammond's training. Brought with me a set of striking numbers. I want you to deploy them at certain locations. If you think it's task drudgery, the locations are ripe with peril. Your skills are most certainly be put to the test. By way of advice, you must approach dangerous fiends. Lightness of foot is your greatest ally. Off you go. Set up those striking dummies. I'll wait for your return. So now we've kind of swapped roles with Master Hammond, I guess, because we're setting up stuff that he would set up for me, more or less. Whatever has to be done, you know. Go ahead and cheat. Fly up in. Fight our way. That's just fine. It would help the person, help that gal out. There we go. Okay. Back to the entrance we go. All that's left is to have Master Hamlet come and train. What are you doing here? Venturer is a negative influence on Master Hamlet. I'm going to see that he never bothers him again. Talk about it. That's the best thing to happen to Master in years. He's him, you'll have to deal with me, too. Out of the way, Chichudo. Now let's tear that man apart. Leave me no choice. Bastet, it's a coral type enemy. Yeah, it was interesting. Rurakuda Tornstar and Chichudo Brightstar. You're so bent on bringing down Master Hammond and seeing the guild in ruins. Doing this for Master's own sake. Sure, I left the guild from the shock of seeing Master in that pathetic state. It's true I got involved in some unsavory things. What else was I going to do? Me, a refugee without a guild to his name? For all the ungrateful things I've done, I've never forgotten how Master Hammond took me in and instructed me in the ways of the fist. This is why I want him to give up this foolish notion of facing the Wegfar. Oh, what kind of man like I do, Chichudo? Should this fight come to pass, I fear Master won't walk away with his life. It doesn't matter if Master has grown weak and feeble. I just want him to live, even if it means having to swallow his pride. Why didn't you just say so? Now that I know your mind, I can say with confidence that you have no cause to fear. Like you think he is. His will is to succeed that inspired Master to regain his former strength. When the day of the rematch finally comes, I have no doubt he will wallop the odious Wegfar to the seventh hell and back. Pray you're right, but whatever happens, know that I cannot help you, not where I am. Leave Master Hammond in your care. Liberating, trading blows with him and learning his true agenda, the burden has been lifted off my chest. Let's return to the guild. Got training and it's time for Master Hammond's. Do 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 do. I'm told you've kindly set up some dummies for me. Why'd you put them in such dangerous places? To make matters worse, Chichudo's hidden my grog and says I won't see a drop of it until I finish training. How am I supposed to loosen my phlegm now? It'll make fine guildmaster when the time comes. Heard about Rurakuda as well. All shortcomings, the boy has a good heart. While his concerns touching, I won't run from Wigfall. Not today, not ever. On that note, I best get ready for the little jaunt to Little Alamigo. I can't face down a few mindless beasts. I'm in no shape to challenge Wigfar. Don't slack off, or I'll leave you in my dusty wake. Level 30. This is the last one, and then we'll get into the monk part of it. Please say I managed to find and thwack all the dummies. He did well to deploy them where he did, son. Thanks to you, I almost got killed several times. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger, and I'm feeling stronger than I have in ages. Matter of fact, I reckon I'm not far from regaining my former strength. One last step to get me there, and I'll take it by having another bout with you. I want you to meet me out in the Zagoli Desert, as I've been called Forgotten Springs. Place some of the most luscious Cody maidens this side of Eorzea. Can't wait to take in their lovely forms again. Alright, you old creep. It's for training purposes, not to ogle the maidens. To be fair, I'm far more taken into with Viera forms myself. We each to their own. I think he's out in the springs here. That skip takes me back, it does. Sand as far as the eye can see, crystal clear springs cooling your feet, scantily clad lasses giggling as they bathe and frolic. I remember these things. I'll remember these things, but my body is often the seamless combination that earned them the oh, how do you say that word? Epithet? Epithet of Holy Fist. That's where I'd like you to enter. Sparring with you is what got me back in the swing of things. Now it's time to finish the job. Before we go anywhere, warming up is in order. Why don't you take yourself across the dunes to the south and defeat 5 sandworms? I'll be waiting for you here. But don't I need to warm up too? Oh, don't you worry. I had mine long before you arrived. Those enormous buggers never knew what hit them. If you don't know what I've done with this by, old man, you best run along and get them more of the same. Mm. Mm. Do-do-do. We're out of 5. Okay. One more. All right. And before we get started, another sneeze. Seems to sound marvelous. Now the real training begins. Thanks to you, I've managed to get most of my stamina back. Confident I can go the distance with the fittest of them. If I'm to beat Wegfar, I need more than just endurance. I'll need to remember how each strike transitions to the next. And you're going to help me refresh my memory by pummeling the sense back into me. And now he's level 20. Hit me with everything you've got. That's it. Give me more. Yes, this pain. I can feel it working. Level 25 now. This is what I call growing pains. Oh, there we go. Ah, mark me. The next round will be mine. Level 30. We're on even ground now. Haha, nothing can keep me down. I have a mind to finish this. Oh, gosh, just before he did. I have it. Hey, good job, buddy. Okay, Master Hammond. I've got it. The river flows to the sea, heedless of all the paths bars its paths, so too must our combinations be. Oh, that even rhymes. Thank you. The raging torrent of my blows has been a strike lightning to my brain case. I remember everything. Master, it's Wegfar. The man is back in Ul'dah, and he's demanding that you fight him now. So it begins. Very well. I will score to settle with Wegfar. You'll be the first to know that the Holy Fist is returned. Okay, let's go see, let's see how this goes. think I'm level 34, but here we are. Yeah, didn't expect to see you come so soon, if at all. Sure you want to go ahead with this? My man of reason. I soon not have to hurt you. Just give up now and put an end to this mummer's farce. You can live out the rest of your days in peace. The only mummer's farce I see is a man trying to screw me out of his own self-wrought challenge. Well, I'm going to make you the same offer. Walk away and you won't get hurt. I'm just going to perform his legendary technique. Right here on the avenue, is it safe? I see age has robbed you of your wits as well as your strength. Well, if you're so eager for pain, who am I to deny it to you? Just remember, ain't no go back once your head goes flying. Just like old times. Hey, Wegfar. See that? Because I sure hell didn't. He was too fast. I refuse to be beaten by a senile old fool. Get your horses out here, all of you. In case you're wondering, that was Pluto! Just a draft bit and your body turns hard as iron. Not even blades can pierce it. Stubborn bugger. But why? He used to fight on the side of cheats. Say your prayers to whatever gods you keep. By the time I finish, not even your mothers will recognize you. You leave Wegfar to me. We'll take care of the minutes. I have your back. Holy hell, Wegfar's maiming his own. Madness. Keep clear of him. Yeah, you're tough as old mutton, Hammond. Perhaps I try somewhat tender, like a slice. You're adorable students. No, Wegfar, it's me you wanted to fight. Watch out, he comes! Down he goes. Did it! You won! That's true. We won. This victory wasn't mine alone. Holy fisticuffs, that was incredible. You wiped the avenue with those crooks. tell my grandchildren tales of what happened here. Our work is done here. Let's all go home. To the guild. I want to thank you again. It's because of you I was able to rekindle my fighting spirit and conquer my demons. So even more importantly, Haru Rakuda came to a sentence. Chichudo's back to her bubbly self. Please forgive me, Master. I have no more to do with the Alacron. We're on the land until I find myself and try to become a great pugilist like you. You've only just returned and you're leaving us again? Already? I don't suppose it would be odd that I can say that will change your mind, but if you ever wanted a company or a sparring partner, well, you're always welcome here. Youthful vigor is a truly blessed thing. Go well, my boy. There's no doubt in my mind that you'll do me proud. As for you, Geneth, your combination were a sight to behold, quite painful to receive. Me and my training, you've come into your own as a pugilist. You've grown strong, but your journey as a pugilist is far from over. As far as I have, you have to overcome many and more trials and tribulations. Whatever challenges threaten to block your way, I'm confident that you'll be able to blaze yourself a path. As long as your spirit burns bright and your fists fly with conviction, there's nothing you can't achieve. I'm the living proof. Forge onward, young one, and create a legend for yourself, never to forget. Oh. Sorry, just need to check something quickly here in my chat settings. Okay. So, that was the first part of it. Now we're going to go ahead and pull up the New Game Plus. Monk Part 1. So, this will allow me to get back into the monk part of this. I believe I actually, yeah, it looks like I actually have to stay pugilist for this. Which is annoying. Tell me, do you know Professor Eric? He's a scholar of Eorzean military history whose genius is second to none. He is one of our most valued clients. Some find him to be verbose, tedious, haughty. Never mind all that. The man spends more gil on a moon's research than most people see in a lifetime. Hence our amicable relations. Space Workers has him visiting the sites of ancient battlefields. He insists on surveying lands plagued by savage beasts. According to him, the beasts keep man away, and less intrusion by man means greater preservation. For various reasons, should the professor meet an untimely fate, we will be unable to collect the gil he has borrowed, much less the interest. Oh, and it would be a terrible loss for the academic community, and so on and so forth. Yes, yes. The man must need to be guarded. To that end, I sent a monk of Alamico to see to his face. It turned out the bloody elf has no work ethic about him, just like an Alamegan. Professor cannot focus on his work if he feels endangered, and so he demanded we assign him a new bodyguard. That's why I'm so glad to see you. The professor is waiting for his new escort as we speak, and I'd like for it to be you. You are yet a mere pugilist. Perhaps this task will provide more insight into what monkhood does around here. Make for the Goldsmith Guild and there seek out good Professor Eric. The professor claims that he will pay his debt and the fees to his protection once his research is complete. See to our investment doesn't end up under the paw or in the maw of some nasty beast. Yep. So now we're going to run off to the Goldsmiths Guild. Now, because of how long this is going to take, we will probably only do the first part of this because it takes so long to get all of the quests done here. And next Friday, we will do the second half, which is doing Heaven's Word and Storm's Blood. That's my expectation. That's my prediction right now, is that we will not be able to do, that we will finish up this part, do the stream a little early, and continue from there. So, my punch-prone manservant, I presume. You may and shall call me Eric. You are to guard my life, even at the cost of your own, and aid in my revolutionary research whenever and however asked. Know that my primary endeavor is to reconstruct the military histories of old through the ethereal analysis of ancient battlefields. I assume the word conjures in your mind simple romantic images of vast plains and open valleys with armies blindly charging blindly at one another. False. I seek to know that the armies of old were deployed, where they made the camp and march. No doubt they think such lands would be sung in the songs of bards. False. They are here, beneath our very feet. To find them and determine precisely how events unfolded upon them is my purpose. No doubt you jumped at the chance to aid in my work. Tell me, which of my treatises have you read? All of none? Gods, I knew you adventurers had a reputation of being unlettered. I didn't know you actually made efforts to remain so. It matters not. Require only that you work with diligence, unlike that Wilderget buffoon. The man proved to be sloth itself. Alas, he is a monk of Alamigo. Suppose the fool is too busy opening his chakra or whatever it is those barbarians do all day. Admit, he seemed keenly interested in my research, but now he's gone off to 12 knows where and has yet to return. You understand the sheer magnitude of this inconvenience? Good, good. You show that much promise at least. Let's speak more of my work. Our first destination is the Sildi excavation site in central Thalon. I believe events of great import in the history of Sildi transpired there. Surely you have ears that you've heard of Sildi, or if you're as deaf as you are dull. Very well. I see you require some instruction. It would be remiss of me as an academic to allow you to wallow in such ignorance. Yeah, haughty and dismissive, yes. Holy cow. Sildi was plunged into chaos in the wake of King Laofu's demise, or the King of Springs, as he's known. Despite the success of economic reforms, babble, fomented unrest among the people, babble, resulting in violent outbreaks throughout the kingdom. Sildi was, babble, sultan at the time, babble, distant descendant, babble, tax was ordered, babble. And so, babble, irony of ironies, babble, hadn't been for that horse, babble. Fascinating, is it not? It's enough to convince one thing could have happened in any other way, no? False! One among my colleagues disagrees with this interpretation of events. He claims that the evidence is just otherwise, but all trace of it disappeared before it was published. My own research shall unearth any such evidence, should it truly exist. I shall know the truth. Granted, you are not the brightest coal in the brazier, but surely such a prospect entices even you. And so we make for Sildi excavation site in central Thalon. Travel the way before me to see if it is safe, and once there, set up this aethometer. And should you ever care to know more of the Or's military history, do come and see me. It's a personal crusade of mine to guide the dullards of this realm towards some modicum of enlightenment. You are going to be fighting a vast battle there, Doc. So, anyway. Well done. Now we only need to wait for the thermometer to gauge the... Hmm? There are fiends about, Jedith. They're often drawn to the lingering sense of blood and death. Well, this is what you're for. Have at it. Beat the bloody hells out of the blasted things. There are measurements to be taken. Yes, that's it. The data is flowing now. Ah, here comes a Truffaut. Most fascinating. This data will prove invaluable. Ooh. Wilgerdelt, so good for you to drag yourself all the way here, you purblind sluggard. Ah, Jedith, you far exceeded what we admittedly low expectations I had of you. I suppose introductions are in order. Far be it from me to deny the realms unread the comfort of one another's company. Wilgerdelt, Jedith, Wilgerdelt, the monk I spoke to was sent to me by Gagaruna. I try to make a pupil of Wildergelt as well, but he has little mind for history. His primitive beliefs in the witchcraft of chakra and spiritual energies have its tenacious hold on him. Oh, truly, this is the area that we've been citing Walking Dead. I've heard the tales. Some claim there's been an apparition wearing the garb of an ancient commander. Careful, there will still be dangers about. His work is dear to him. That is good. He thirsts for knowledge, for truth. Discovery awakens him. You two have awoken, friend. Can you not feel it? Do not be frightened. Here there was battle long ago. Much energy remains. It has found you. It flows through you. Your chakra has been opened. This was the light that shone from you. It is as Eric said. Wildergelt is my name. I'm a brother of the monkhood. My order is of the Fist of Ralger. Our way is to train the body and mind. Fist is our weapon. With it, we put down our enemies. The energy within us moves the fist. Chakra is the seat of that energy. It is a sacred place. It can be open, and the life force within control. So the way they did the stories in this is that during the class, you basically had a class story that would move more or less into the beginning of the job story, and then it would continue on through another expansion, and then through the last expansion. From then on, it's moved into role equivalents. So the scope of stories has shrunk, but they keep going. So chakra exists in all that lives, in all things. Yet not all beings can open them. Much training is needed and great discipline. With these, the life force would be commanded. There are those who require no training. Their inner strength is such that it forces the chakra open. I have heard of this happening, but never have I seen it, until now. I see you in great conviction. You mean to walk the monk's path, and so I will give you this, soul crystal, the mark of my order. None but a monk may hold it, and only then will the orders leave. But your chakra is awakened, that is clear, so you are worthy. Many bore the crystal before you, it remembers them. their breath and their movements. They will one day be yours, but your chakra must open further. Only then can the crystal's memories enter you. This is no more than the beginning. Now you must train. Learn to control the life force within you. With time, you will master it. You stand on an ancient battleground. A great war was waged here. The spirit of the fight lingers. The Aether reaches for the chakra and aids in their opening. That is why we monks seek such lands. Eric seeks these lands for reasons of his own. Fates favor you in this. Follow him. Chakra will grow evermore. Professor Eric is leaving. Fear not. I will see to his safety. Please, brother, the Aethometer. Gather it and bring it to the Goldsmiths Guild. Okay. Turn back and grab the Aethometer. Oh, be right back, folks. Small interruption. Okay. Yeah, somebody was at my door. Okay, now back to the... Back to the Goldsmiths. Well, look who's decided to grace us with his presence. Did you enjoy the saunter back? I was about to begin my analysis. So, if you've matters you wish to speak on, then I ask you to save it for... You've brought the Aethometer. Excellent. I had a feeling you might not be entirely useless. Now, let's see what discoveries await. Wildergard passed a soul crystal to you? Moved to join the monkhood by the boneheaded Claude, were you? Well, I suppose it's best that my pupils get along. But I do believe to see you sent in separate locations for the next round of measurements. I dare say the land to which I intend to send you is fraught with dangers. You best tread the monk's path quickly if you mean to defend yourself. And me besides. Okay, so now we've got our monk. Now we can actually wear, like, the better stuff. Don't have to do pugilist anymore. I get my top bar back and everything. Okay. Just the people I was hoping to see. I was a hair's breadth from setting out on my own. To look at you. Yes, I dare say to appear grown in brawn with expansive brain. Right, well, let's not measure some... Let us measure some aether, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Oh, and the Munkle Simpleton, of course. Though, contrary to his nature, he has already set out for the destination I assigned him. Thinking perhaps it was far too stupid to take, much less understand, etheric readings? It is true, you are stupid, but the Aethometer shall do all the work for you and transmit the data back to me. As souls more suited to action, the Monk Simpleton and yourself need only carry the device on your person and set about beating on things as you always do. It shall capture data as you trudge about hither and yon. Aether is not only the source of all matters, but also the font of all life. Yet despite its ubiquity, it remains imperceptible. When a living thing dies, the ether compromising its life is released. When its discharge takes place, a portion of the aether remains, lingering in the physical world. No doubt you have ethereal crystallizations, physical manifestations, apparitions of the deceased, luminescent glow, known as the ethereal threshold. In short, the more violent and dramatic the loss of life, the greater the amount of ether left behind, either in its imperceptible form or in crystallizations. And where are the most lives lost in this manner? Cemeteries? No, false, you idiot! Battlefields! Do you not see, with etheric readings of these locations, we can discern the scale and more of the battles that took place here? As for those fools believe the monkhood keeps chakra and spiritual energies and whatnot. If I were to allow that they truly exist, it would be inclined to say that they're one and the same as Aether itself. Aether turning around these ancient battle sites comes to naturally settle in the surrounding life, both plant and animal, though more so in the latter, accumulates within them. Felling these beasts then releases that Aether, causing a surge that resonates with the Aether within you, causing it to expand, so-called opening of the chakra. By this, the very power of life itself within you grows. Watered down explanation, but adequate for one of your mental prowess, I believe. Mine own wife never had the patience for such things either, nor my passion. She cursed me in my work, took our children, and returned to Alamigo. But now is not time for that tale. The area I was placed in your charge is Bloodshore in eastern Laudanasia. Place this Aether meter at an appropriate location, and after spell, retrieve it and bring it to me. I obtain the data I require, and you and the monk simpleton are afforded the chance to indulge your, how shall I put it, charming little backward fantasies. All are happy. Ideally, I would prefer that you have knowledge and understanding of the Bloodshore's history, but I fear we lack the time for me to educate you. I hardly need tell you that my research takes precedence over your schooling. Yes, Professor. Okay, and then we actually need to warp to Costa del Sol. Okay. And warp back. Have you brought the Aether meter? Seems the device has suffered some damage. Suppose such things are unavoidable in this line of work. I may see to it to repair it once. That is, after all, why I've been put up here in the Goldsmiths Guild. My thermometer is no ordinary device. Came upon with the elaborate design myself. Had the finest engineers in Garland Ironworks draft the schematics, and commissioned the most talented goldsmiths to fabricate it. Builder Gelt delivered the results to his Audi not long ago. I insist that you take your leave of me now. There's a wealth of data for me to analyze, and I fear that simply having you nearby will somehow affect the processing power of my brain. Repairing the Aether meter and determining which locations to next investigate will require some time. Why don't you go and train those muscles of yours or whatever you do in my absence? By all means, Professor. Rude. Thunderclap. Which is the gap closer. Ah, so good to see you to trouble yourself to come. Normally I might be cross, but my spirits are far too high just now. And it's you I have to thank. Speak of the data you procured. It is simply marvelous. You have a true gift for grunt work, my friend. I wish I had 100 more assistants just like you. I have been in this field for a very long time, and I have been alone. Ever since that unfortunate mold tea fungus culture incident sparked my passion for research, I regret nothing. Saving perhaps having to share so wondrous a world with souls as unlearned as yourself. Still, your performance has not left me completely bereft of joy. It's rewarding to think my instruction has guided you to such success. There, how was that? Shall we dispense with any further pleasantries? Very good then. I make yet another career-defining discovery while pondering which battlefield to measure next. Eorzea is home to numerous locations where the Aether is an intensely chaotic state, yet which never played host to any war. My hypothesis was that such flux in the Aether was indicative of a past battle, and all my research was predicated upon this. But turn the theory on its head, Jeff. If the mind is able, what if the people of the past chose areas of rolling Aether to hold their battles? I've already sent the Simpleton Monk to take measurements of the fine sand banks. As you're doubtlessly unaware, this lies on the border between the Alamigo and Gridania. It was the stage of the Autumn War. I asked that you find our monk's friend and collect his aethromometer. Manual and tedious, yes, but it was an early make of the device that was unable to transmit data. I gather the numbskull is in Little Alamigo in South Thonalon by this time. You think I ask much of you? False! I ask more. Your other task is to travel to Snakemold in the South Shroud and take measurements with your own aethromometer. I will continue with my research here in your absence. Mind you, if you take care to nobble all of the Autumn War and the fine sand banks upon which it was fought, I will gladly enlighten you. You need only ask. Okay. You've come far. It's good to see you, brother. You come from my aethermeter? It's not ready to give. My work is not yet finished. I came as soon as I was told, but the readings require more time. Do not worry. They will be ready soon. You make for snake molt in the South Shroud. Eric believes the Aether strong there, yet that land hosted no great battles. He told me as much this morn. Leave me to my task here. Make for snake molt. Take your readings. My work will soon be done. I will bring the device to you. I have troubled you to come here. I will not trouble you to wait. Go. We will meet again at Snakemold, brother. I'm getting this unerring impression that when the characters were written, it was the idea of like kind of like an indigenous native or something like that, which is not particularly, nice way to think about it. But it does kind of give off the feeling that as he's talking about it, he sounds like an American Indian, you know. Like he should talk like shoot. I'm trying to remember what his name was. It was Lone Ranger, and he would always say Kimosabi. Tonto. That Tonto, right. For some odd reason, it's making me think that, and I don't want to think that because it's so horribly backwards and stereotypical. Well done, brother. I feel your chakra. It has grown. Hope to arrive before you. See, I am late. This land's power has gone to you. Nothing left for me here. It is as I told you. We monks travel where ether flows strong. There we train. The power of the land enters us. Thus our chakras expand. This bonding causes great unrest. The land's energy becomes unstable. It will enter no other until it is claimed. Until it claims. Palms. Ugh. I feel nothing here. As you would feel nothing at fine sand banks. That land bonded to my chakra. And Aether is now at unrest. Teacher's work means nothing. I took no readings. I meant to hasten here, but I was delayed. There was a gathering of the monkhood. I was summoned to Little Ala Mhigo. Teacher's chidings? Worry not. I will use my device here. Any result will suffice. The man has already reached his conclusion. He will twist the data to fit. It is a sad existence to sacrifice all for truth, yet be able to truly know what one sees it. Speak none of this to him, brother. See both our aims. You know mine to be more worthy. I tell you this to you and you alone. I am of the Ala Mhigan resistance. I fight for freedom from Garlemald. I escaped the occupation. I come here to fight, gather allies and weapons. But these lands sadden me. The people have forgotten. Ala Mhigo is a distant memory. Resistance here is small. They aid where they can, but it is not enough. This land demands great power. The power lies in the chakra. The teacher is not an evil man, but he thinks only of his work, not the suffering of innocence. His knowledge can be used for good. The battlefields, they can turn the tide. The chakra of many must be opened. This way it's lost to me. No, I will have this power. I must. An end to oppression. An end to starvation. Ala Mhigo will be made free. I will see it done. Remember, this was back before Heaven's Word and Stormblood when we actually went and freed Ala Mhigo, so it's written in that context. Forgive my speech. It is a matter close to my heart. I will give you my advice, but I ask you say none of this to Eric. I beg you, brother. Been kind of a long day today. Depending on where we finish, we might end up, well, no, I think we're going to go long enough that we could do like smaller stream or something like that. Just return with both of my Aether meters. Please tell me your fumbling dolts haven't managed to damage either one of them this time. Oh, they're right here. All looks to be in order. These readings from your device look promising. Very promising indeed. Dare say this data may yield revolutionary results. The chakra opened a bit more, did it? Yes, well, Aether is a most mysterious and wonderful thing. I'm glad this meaningful research could serve your nonsensical ends as well. Now, leave me to my work. Surely you can find some simple way to pass the time, fighting, say, or, I don't know, scratching? Eric does not make himself, does not make himself, made dear. Two played me for a fool. The data of the simpleton monk was absolutely astounding. Groundbreaking, revolutionary, yet I remained objective in my analysis as a scholar must. Poring over the data, I finally arrived at a disheartening conclusion. Two of you took measurements of the same area. The values were near identical. Equivalencies mocking me as I struggled to reconcile them. I can neither sleep nor eat lest I waste time not drawing nearer to the truth. For what? Tell me. What is it you were doing in the field? Not this bloody chakra nonsense again. How many times must I tell you? It is not but imperceptible ether. Call it what it is. I think I had a mind to put your names under mine when my hypothesis was published. This life force, this spiritual entity, this God's forsaken eternal soul essence. I care not what primitive nomenclature those backward monks wish to assign it. It is aether, pure and simple. They claim to be able to manipulate and amplify through discipline and the opening of the so-called chakra. False. There's nothing more than the etherical regulations of organisms, a basic and natural concept. In an attempt to explain that which science does not yet fully understand, the monks have erected an institution of control. Their preachings are unassailable by design, for none can disprove the existence of the unknowable. They promise power in return for abjection and servitude. Control and power indeed, only that of man. It is the very essence of a religion and should be treated with contempt, as all religions should. Hey, watch it. Aether resides in all living things, as do natural mechanisms with the capacity to regulate it. This is simply life, not some mystical, supernatural endowment. I concede, of course, that the heightened mental faculties of man allow for the potential to gain conscious control over those mechanisms. Indeed, it would appear that you and the simpleton monk have already achieved that end. Indiscretion and impertinence of youth. I suppose can be forgiven. Once. In my own youth, I would not model the perfection you see before you. I was not the model of perfection you see before you. I too have made that some might call mistakes. Not myself, but some. In our talks together, a simpleton monk often spoke of the seventh chakra. Its awakening is thought to be the highest achievement among the monkhood. I make it a habit to know the tenets of my intellectual enemies. It is the flow of the aether within the two of you which betrayed your falsehood, the whispering of your chakra, as I'm sure the monks would rush to call it. But serendipity most often visits the industrious. Just so is precisely why these ethereal whispers that proved to be most intriguing. The waves of these sounds resonated perfectly with the aether of the battlefield. I can see by your vapid expression that you were missing my point. Allow me to spell it out. It follows that if one of you were to visit the battlefield with a certain ethereal wave amplitude and frequency, it would resonate with one's own aether. That's the phenomenon responsible for the initial opening of your own chakra. I can't believe I am reduced to speaking in these terms. It stands to the reason for the etheric wave, there may be a location that will resonate with it. Think of the implications. If the seventh chakra of the monk speaks of truth exists, then so too must an ultimate battleground to bond with it. Concentration of aether in such a place would be unlikely anything ever recorded. I forgive your past treachery. Guide me as it did to this great discovery. That I need you to do more work for me. Here, take this new aether meter. Make for large scale in the East Shroud. My research indicated it is a very promising tract indeed. Set up the thermometer as you have others in the past, and then kill whatever you must to obtain a strong reading. Slaying beasts there will release the ether of the land they are steeped in, and may yet resonate with your own. Suppose in the primitive terms of the monkhood, that would translate to the expansion of your chakra. Oh, and you'll not be crossing paths with that simpleton monk this time. I'll be sending him to take readings at East End. I have no intention of allowing you to conspire to impede my research again. If you care to know more about the events that transpired at Lars Call, I suggest you pay a visit to your local library. East End, on the other hand, is a fascinating subject of which I never tire speaking. Ask me about it any time if your curiosity ever gets the better of you. Sometimes my mind is going faster than my mouth, so I fumble my words. I don't think that's anything like a stutter necessarily. 'Cause I've heard people with stutters. It's different. Well, thank you for saying so, Rosenjerd. And welcome to the chat. Please come on in. It's nice to have somebody in my chat tonight. I get to the point where I get so... Have I done all the story? Yeah, I've completely caught up. This is New Game Plus stuff. Yeah, I'm doing New Game Plus to kind of replay through the job quests and stuff and finish them up. because I didn't finish doing the last bit. So when I was younger, apparently I had trouble kind of talking and properly getting my thoughts out of my head and into the vocal language. So I apparently went to a specialized class or something, and there's been many times in the past when I get excited, I speak too fast so I kind of words kind of merge together and stuff. I don't enunciate enough, so sometimes it still happens. Yeah, I'd say so. It just takes a little bit more mind to actually like calm down and speak properly and enunciate better to get it. I still sometimes have trouble with it, but I'm comprehensible. Okay. Well, and I think it's reading something out loud like that tends to make it go faster. But when I'm talking to somebody, I try to make very distinct pace of words to make sure that I'm far more comprehensible. It still doesn't always happen. Sometimes my roommates just don't know what I said because I said it a little too quickly. But we're also not like facing each other or something. So, I'm at the counter doing something and turning my head to talk. But they've got their back to me or something. So it's not as simple as that. So, all right, and back we go. There is a comedian. There's a British comedian. His name is Lee Evans. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and I was diagnosed with ADD. I don't know, but this was early. This was done before, like, the big boom in mental health that's happened in the last 6-something years. So, I'm sure that I am some version of the spectrum. I just oddly can't find a place where I can actually test that as an adult, because a lot of places, they do testing for kids. They don't do it for adults necessarily. So, I have ADD. I don't know the extent of which that is. But yeah. I very much look forward to the readings of both you and Wildergretz. What's this? You've already finished? Then what are you standing over there for? Come, give me the aether meter. Amazing, simply amazing. And your soul crystal is growing more vibrantly than ever before, is it not? I'll begin my analysis of the data with all haste. You come to quite the model pupil, Jeth. What that I could say the same for the monk simpleton. I can see the feeble gears turning in your mind. Come, there is no need to feel shame at your ignorance. If you wish to know more of what has transpired, you need only ask. I promise to use small words. Don't patronize me. I'm gonna break those spectacles of yours, Doc. Oh, this door design back here. It's a standard model. That's the problem. And I don't know what this design is. I would bet there's actually a specific name for this, but yeah, this is a pretty standard door that you get. And I think that's the problem, is that America is very used to doing standardization rather than something a little bit more unique. Now, I will say I have lived in places that don't have doors like this. This is for anything that's been built within the last 16-something years, probably since 2010. This has been the standard door frame. That's just to the closet. My actual door's over there. But, yeah. Now, you say that, it sounds like you're European. Is that the case? Because you just say it as if you're not American yourself. The simpleton monk asked that I send you his way should I see you. It's for you, little Alamigo in southern Thonalon. Surely you see well regard for the danger he is. He's the most dangerous type of mind, one blinded by revolutionary revenge. Or Callie, at least. Well, Callie is kind of its own beast, honestly. I'm not quite there, but yeah, from European. And don't worry, you don't have to tell me exactly where. But you would not be the first European who's been in my chat. Yeah, Callie's a bit weird. Let me think. Where was the most pleasant place I've been? In terms of, like, weather. I don't know. Went to Virginia back, several years ago. When was that? Was that spring? It was, or was it the end part of, I can't remember. I don't think it was in summer. It might have been in summer, but during the evening, it felt like a sauna outside. You'd walk out and it's balmy, it's really humid. It went radiant last time, and it felt like we just walked into a light sauna or something. It wasn't extremely hot or anything like that. But I do wish you'd tell me yourself people who should live from the future rather than the past. I think that's a little bit too much of a generalist term. I see what you mean, and I'm not offended by it in any sense. Depending on where you go, it kind of determines what happens. If you go to some place like New York or Chicago, you'll probably find people who are still kind, but there will be some snark, there will be some rudeness to it because the culture of the city itself, as opposed to going to Cali where it might be more friendly or overall. I have noticed this. Americans are far more in the case of we're quick to try not to offend somebody unless we just are really not aware of that. Yeah. I'm not extremely well traveled, but I have met lots of people who have been, different parts of the U.S. and, there's a thing called Southern hospitality and, the kindness of the North and stuff like that. So, kind of depending on where you go, California is very cosmopolitan, so I can see taste of it. But I would say that the stereotype of how Californians react is not a good estimate by which they take Americans as a whole, if it's just to say. And I'm not saying that you are. You're saying that if you meet someone from Cali, they're going to be a particular brand of America. All right, let's see here. Need to go back to Little Alamigo. Jacksonville. Ah, okay. And you can see hospitality in places like the South like that. Oh yeah, some of the places are just kind of a little crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Florida once again, another whole there's a whole thing there for that. Spoke to Eric. Do not lie to me, brother. I told him who I am, what I seek to do. I am not anger. He tried to sway me from my path. He believes resistance will only leave me more dead. I suspect as much from him. I feign understanding. I asked much of him. He asked much of me, of monkhood and the fist. He asked of the seventh chakra. My answers excited me. He said they would advance his studies. I too learned from him. I am nearer the seventh chakra now. Soon the resistance will rise. You too will see, very soon. Others do not understand. Alamigo tried to protect them. We were the shield of the realm. We bled to fed off Garlemald. None here know our suffering. None here can imagine it. Lives we led after the fall, after the shield was sundered. Yeah, we really got to. It's hard to see that, and I'm not going to turn this into political and stuff, but man, there's some. I kind of wish I could crack some heads Um, certain very specific individuals in government. I wish I could crack heads, but yeah, it's. Thank you so much that that you see this as okay. With everything that's been going on within the last few months, I worry of how we're seeing to other parts of the world. If it's one of these things where if people find out I'm American, they're going to immediately think me as somebody who wants the tariffs and wants the fame and glory for America, which is I like America, but we can't be the center of the world. And I think so. Yeah. I think that's very true. I would say that the majority of people are not nice people. Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Rosen. I really do appreciate that sentiment. I need a cough here for a second. So it sounds like you've played this game in the past. Do you still play it, or have you moved on? Zeno says Bay. I would disagree, but that's my personal opinion. I will say that I feel like he was a good villain, and he had two great arcs to himself. I'm kind of glad he's gone. Yeah, pure crazy. Total animal. Yep. Exactly. Okay, so on Emmett was an oddly charismatic and relatable person. That's my take on Emmett. Of course, I've seen sides of the internet that absolutely adore him to the point of idol worship, which I feel is a little odd, but the fact that he was very believable in it, and I feel like the Final Fantasy games and a lot of RPG games in general within the last several years, they've gotten very good at making relatable, believable characters as villains. You do not get the I'm evil because I can be. Emmett very much was of that case. And he's probably been one of the best big villains that we've had of the series. Right up there with Kefka and stuff like that. So, yeah, so let's see. Oh, I can't think of anything truly specific now. I just feel like a lot now, when we were growing up as kids, the villains were evil because they were villains, There wasn't anything truly likable about them. You just wanted to punch them in their face. But I feel like a lot more of characters nowadays, they're written to be far more believable. They're not 2D, they don't have simple reasons for existence or their purpose or anything like that. You see they come from broken families, broken dreams, true trauma and stuff like that. And that makes them far more relatable and more human. I do find it a little odd that a lot of the time for Final Fantasy, especially 14, they've made a lot of villains be he does know what he's about. Yes, he is and he does come at a certain perspective, but he's not evil, cackling, wahaha all the time. He plays jokes. He's sadistic. He's sarcastic and stuff like that. When you play with him during the story, he helps you a couple times. It's like, okay, I'll do it. It's like, why? You don't have to. and I think that's what made. Yeah. Same kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's very much how Emmett feels. But I think it was also kind of under the interpretation that, we're the people who kind of like handle the future of the star right now. So he's not going to completely dismiss us because he's seen what we've done. You can see the power we wield and all that. It's like, so you might be ants, but you sure are able to do a lot of interesting stuff. And where do I have to go for this last one? Abandon Mithril Mine. Is it in this area? Yeah. Well, it was a little different because there were kind of best Scion though. Ooh, that's a tricky question. In general, or my personal favorite? No, I wasn't going by Y'shtola because I don't feel like Y'shtola. Y'shtola gets a lot of popularity because of her looks and her demeanor, not by the Scion stuff. Yeah, not falling down that rabbit hole. G'raha Tia, I think. G'raha Tia or Urianger, if I had to guess. They're the ones that actually keep working as students. They keep learning and things, which is what the Scions have always done. They've always been academics. Yeah, I know a lot of people really like Urianger. Oh, for pity's sake, where is this thing? Oh, it's not even on the map. Oh, sheesh. I really like G'raha Tia though. Oh, kind of going back to the thought of on villains. I feel like far too many villains in this game get like redemption arcs when they really shouldn't. It gets to the point like they've done all these horrible things. Emmett has and Emmett it kind of pushes into this range. I mean, he shoots G'raha. It's like he does all this horrible stuff, and then at the end, once we beat him as his form as Hades, he comes to this thing like, "Remember us, don't forget us," or anything like. We get the sentiment, like he's tried to do what he could, what he thought was best for the star. But it's like, dude, you did all this horrible stuff, and now we're supposed to just like forgive you? It's like, no, you did horrible things. Okay, fair enough. I think that makes sense. Yeah. I did what I did, yeah. And I think that's perfectly valid, yeah. You also have to remember, I'm trying to think back to all the stuff that he did that's been like 4 years ago, so my memory is not the greatest. And the fact that we ended up seeing him during Endwalker as back in the Unsundered World kind of gives a different view because that was earlier version of him versus what happened afterwards, which we found out in Shadowbringers. So, and then the tidbits and stuff that we saw at the end of Stormblood, where we found out about all the stuff he did for the Garlemald Empire. Garlemald. Yeah. Okay, now. Now, I'll admit I don't remember a whole lot about Vana. I do remember that at points it was like, okay, you're having to. Both sides were pushing for one thing. The Zodiark group was pushing for what they thought was right, and Vana and whatever supporter she had were pushing for the other side. Okay, so while we've been having this whole chat, what's been going on in the story is that we've now kind of sworn ourselves to the Alamegan monkhood, and we're going to get our relic armor, which I will be wearing when we get into the next set of series as for Glamour. So. Wait, no. How dare you say that? Time you out. I'm of course kidding. Kill the Stinky. Thank you very much, our Kieran friend. Okay. Whew. Just kind of out of the blue, just joined a random FC. Okay. Was there anything that it didn't last? Oh, gosh. Okay, did enough errand running. Back to Eric, I guess. So, me personally, I've always been kind of a lone wolf player. I know that's kind of an outdated kind of view, but I usually like playing games by myself. If there's multiplayer involved, it usually has to be in a certain context that I like playing the multiplayer. Like if there's community that's like really helpful and kind and you know cracks jokes and stuff like that. If the vibe is right, multiplayer can be great. But playing with just random strangers at times, it can get a little weird for me personally. That's something that I've liked about Final Fantasy XIV is that if I wanted to go back through the story, I wouldn't necessarily have to wait for parties to be made up just to go through the dungeon for the story or something, because they've added the trust and updated all the stuff there, so people can just go through the story as is. It's not like I'm antisocial, but I struggle with like trying to find people to help with because it's a two-way street. If I help you, if you help me, I should help you, is how it really should be. And it doesn't always work out that way. And whenever you get into like a guild or a group setting in a game like this, sometimes I struggle and I don't jump into one really quickly, very specifically because I don't want to try and commit quite too soon until I know that I'm like enjoying the game. It's like, okay, now I need to have people to work around. Let's see what we can find. Right, I haven't time for you, Jedith. I am penning my thesis based on the ethereal data you and the Simpleton collected. There have been significant developments since we last spoke. Rather, since I last spoke, and you stood before me with that ever-vapid expression. Soon I will complete my work and present it to the conference of my peers. Surely you can pass the time until then, punching and kicking and pursuing other monthly interests then. Go do that then. So rude. Wah! My theory was correct. Correct, I tell you. Now, where's... This will be the greatest academic breakthrough of my lifetime. Perhaps of all lifetimes. I shall spare you the details of my experiment. You will not like to comprehend the significance anyway. Proceed directly to all important conclusion. That's why my theory before the council of my peers was met with thunderous applause. I think I owe it all to a vacant eyed adventurer and a simpleton monk. Both you and the Pugilist Guild will sent you are due a debt of gratitude. Speaking of the monk, where in Eorzea has the semi-literate oaf wandered off to? Took notes of his attendance among the spectators at the conference. He's yet to present himself and offer his congratulations. Oh! What have I fear the words I offered may have driven Wildegard to attempt insane. Analyze the ethereal waves of your body second by second. I was able to isolate and identify those of the final ethereal regulation mechanism, so-called seventh chakra. With that, I was able to find the land which would most likely resonate with those waves. Silvertear Falls. I went to the site myself to investigate, and it was there that I made my great discovery. The discovery of the century. It occurs to me that you shall never accomplish such a feat as mine. I find myself pitying you, but I digress. Do you not see what I have done? I told him precisely where he must go to unlock the seventh chakra. He has given his life to the fight to reclaim Ala Mhigo from the Empire. More than anything, he desires the power needed to achieve that end. Power to combat the might of all of Garlemald. Any fool would see that, almost any fool would see that he imagines the seventh chakra to be that power. Yet battling the Empire on such terms would only result in another tragedy like that which befell Ala Mhigo. I pray you do not mean to follow him in this fool's crusade. He has gone to Silvertear Falls, Mordona. I'm certain of this. You must go. You must stop him. My words will not sway him, just as you will not sway my son. Perhaps yours will. Okay, Kurthus. Whoop. No, not Kurthus. Mordona. Aha! Woo. So tomorrow I need to crack down and actually get into setting up a scene for Halloween, because that is going to be happening in just over a couple weeks. And then I need to start puzzling through all my horror games to play for October and kind of nail down a schedule. I have not been playing 14 very much. I've actually been away from it for a couple weeks. Kind of gotten burned out on it, honestly. I've been playing Final Fantasy XI, the previous online game, and that's been kind of consuming my time because of all the changes they've made to it since I played previously. So. Claim the power of Garlemald? Fools. Power outside your own cannot be trusted. You had no hope of defeating me. Seventh chakra swells within me. Soon it will open. When it does, the Empire will burn. Power of Magitek. The power of Garlemald. They are nothing! Ala Mhigo fell to this? Ah, brother, you are late. Perhaps that is best. I have just attended our Garlean guests. I wanted us to be alone. Eric was right. This is the place. You have come. Our chakra beat as drums. Do you not feel it, brother? Even in constant fear of death, struggling to stay warm enough to sleep, eating crumbs to fight hunger. Garlemald took everything from Ala Mhigo. They left us nothing. Not even our pride. Look at the craven teacher. He's proof of the truth I speak. I will reclaim it. All of it. But I need great power to do so. The power rests in the 7th chakra. I made you a promise. I have not forgotten. 5th and final piece is yours to claim. But only if you defeat me. I told you when we first met. We monks seek sacred ground. There we train. That is how the chakras are open. Teacher told me himself. This is where the 7th chakra opens. This is my sacred battleground. Ground of battle between you and me. Your strength has peaked. Through it, mine will grow. Do not despair. Your death will have purpose. It will be for Ala Mhigo. Rejoice, brother. You shall die a martyr. Oh, you have no idea, my man. Seventh chakra, yours has begun to open. Energy wells within me. Come, let us end this now. It will be, and it will be mine. The future of Ala Mhigo depends on it. Down you go. So close. Why? Why will you not yield your power? For the greater good. Stay back. This power is mine! Others of Eorzea ignore our suffering. Why should I care for their lives? Why should I care for yours? I must have that power. I must protect my people. That power. That light. Never have I seen anything like it. This is the opening of the 7th chakra. Fascinating. Simply fascinating. You have no mind for study, but your gift for fieldwork is extraordinary indeed. I'll take that compliment. Ouch! Why? Why did you strike me? Silence, you bloody fool! You oaf! You idiot! I would strike you 1,000 times more if it did not pain my hand so. Next time, I shall bring a stick. Fucker opening your infernal chakra, and I'll open your bloody ears for once. Sid Garland of the Iron Works that bear his name once wrote that these silver spheres lie at the center of our world. Our world is round. We live on its surface. Even you should see then, not speak of center in the physical sense. I am no astrologian or biologist, but I have studied enough of the various sciences to say this. The vital energy of Hydaelyn, that which is called ether, is one of the same of the life force of which you monks believe. The center of our world, these silver tear falls are connected to what we call chakra in an exemplary profound way. We all share in the same existence. We are neither separate nor distinct from the world. Our energy and its energy are one. At times that energy may wreak havoc and destruction, but plays a far grander and more significant role. To bring forth life. As part of this world, you must endeavor to do the same. You sought only to gain power by force, and that you are no different than the very garlands you seek to destroy. Is this what you truly wish to be? You speak pretty words. But would you speak them to our people? To every soul who has suffered? Children with empty bellies, to wives made widows? I would. To every last soul among them. Even if they fail to grasp their meaning, as you do now, I would, and will speak these words until they are understood. Long have I studied the history of this realm's wars. There is aught I have learned. There is no future for Eorzea should her people struggle and vie for power without considering the consequences of their doing so. With great power comes great responsibility. Ah, Marvel tagline! Seize the former and deny the latter is to beget despair. The duty we owe to one another, and to this world as part of it, is to use what power we possess to deliver. Ooh, excuse me. Possess to deliver a future full of life, not death. Can you truly not see the right in this? No, Kimosabi, I did not. You have done the realm, indeed the world, a great service. As a scholar, as a teacher, as an Ala Mhigan, as a man, I offer you my deepest thanks. Okay. We'll take a last bit to talk here. As stubborn as most monks are, I would not know it would be possible for him to change his mind. But I pray he does, for his own sake and for the world's. He calls you his brother. Go now. Speak to him as one. Not long ago, I spoke with a man, an Ala Mhigan. He too is from the Resistance. He asked me a simple question. Why do I fight? I did not hesitate. I did not think. The word came of its own will. Revenge. He said revenge is in all our hearts. That is the most common of reasons, the easiest, and the most dangerous. I did not think on it then. Perhaps now I should. I thought of nothing else. But you thought of me, brother. You and the teacher. For that I thank you both. I made a promise. I will keep it. Fifth piece is yours. It is meant for you, for one whose seventh chakra is open. Ala Mhigan fought to protect itself, to protect all Eorzea from the Empire. And yet we are despised, ignored. Worse, we are forgotten. Even so, the teacher preached peace. For a long time, I did not understand. I hated him for it. Ala Mhigans are a proud people. This pride is strong in me, and in the teacher, as it was in his son. He fought in the Resistance. It cost him his life. He, too, cursed his father for being a coward. I wish I could speak to him. I wish to tell him this is not so. Farewell, brother. And Rhalgar, watch over. Okay, so we've gotten through the Pugilist, and now the beginning of the Monk. Perfect balance, yep. This concludes the Monk quest for Realm Reborn. So, we don't have enough time to jump right into Heavensward, so this is what we're going to do. We are going to end the stream more or less here, and then you guys can have a good weekend. When Friday comes around, we will do the second half bit, which will be going through Heavensward and Stormblood, finishing up completely. Heavensward, I vaguely remember what happens. Only like the beginning part of it. I don't remember it afterwards that. And I haven't done the Stormblood stuff, so that will be all brand new. So I think that's what we will do. So yeah, over the weekend, no streams. Monday, we will be playing Monument Valley 2. We played the first one this past Monday, and it was a delightful experience. I really enjoyed it. We'll be playing the second one and do that. Let me see here. We need to teleport back to... Oh, where do we want to go? That's kind of the feeling of what we'll do. And that should take up the stream for Monday. Tuesday, we'll be back into Final Fantasy XI, where we will continue on doing a couple of quests. The first big one, I believe, is we will finish up doing Savage Blade, which was the first weapon skill for sword. We will also do more. Oh, what was it? Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. And we will continue on with that as much as we really can. Depending on where we sit with that, we will also potentially do rank 6, but there's no promises there. I need to look more into all of the nation rank stuff and see where it sits. Because looking at the guide that I was using, it says that rank 6 through 10 for nation stuff can't really be soloed at 75. We've gotten to 85. If we get to 99, most likely, we can solo through all of it. I want to double check, though, because we might get to, like, the last mission, and we can't beat it with trusts alone. Because we're probably going to be doing far more in terms of... more in terms of, like, battlefields and stuff like that, where we have lots of enemies, stuff has to be slept, and it's going to be kind of tricky. I do need to take a look at the trust. I do wonder if, because we have a trust that does for XP, we have someone who does accuracy and dexterity build, we have someone who does HP and physical combat skills. I wonder if there's an equivalent for magic skills that would do something. I can't imagine there is, but I wonder if that's the case, because I am currently underleveled with my magic, because you just have to use your magic to have it work over time. So kind of depends on where we sit on there. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and end it here. It was nice to kind of get into that story and get used to it. Did get a little distracted, but not a problem with that in any way, shape, or form. I would like to thank Rosenfurt. Thank you so much for showing up in chat and having a little discussion with me. It's always nice. Always nice to chat with somebody. Yeah, that's kind of how it's going to go. I think what's going to happen is that going on with Final Fantasy XI, what I believe we're going to do is that I'm going to keep doing Rhapsodies of Vana'diel as far as I can more or less take it, because at some point I have to do such and such mission in the expansions. So, and then as we go through it, if we have time, we'll jump into doing the Sandorian nation missions and trying to finish those up. I'm not sure when we will switch and change to another nation. We certainly will get to level 10. We'll get to rank 10. Oh, that went down the road too. Oh, gosh. Sorry. Once we get to rank 10, I don't know when we'll switch over to a new nation. I will have to think about that. We will be doing all nation stuff. So we will probably be doing a nation swap at some point when there will be time to kind of rush through the missions and stuff to keep us kind of on the same level of where we need to be, and where it won't interfere with stuff. I have nothing. I have nothing concrete set for that. So, and I still need to think of other things. So yeah, there's going to be kind of a lot on my plate for streaming stuff. So the schedule for the time being is going to be kind of set as is. Wednesday's a little bit up in the air, but it only will be for a couple weeks. So that's how it's going to stand for the time being. Anyway, I normally would stream for another 15 minutes or so, but this is a great place to stop, so I'm going to do that. I would like to thank everybody who showed up in chat this week, for anybody who followed, and all that jazz. Please, I really do appreciate it when you show up, for however long you are. If it's just for a couple minutes, just to pop in and say hi. If it's for the entire stream, anytime at all that you're here, I appreciate it. If you're feeling generous and you would like to help me with a little bit of sustainability of my own. Think of subscribing. Doesn't have to be fantastic or anything like that. But it will get rid of the annoying ads for you, and it will give me a little money in my pocket that helps me sustain my current living. So think about that. If you have a little bit of money to burn, I'm always happy to receive that. I will never begrudge anybody. There's going to be YouTube archive stuff, of course. It's just the streams as of now, but that is probably one of the best ways to reach out to me, because I'm just not on the social media stuff very often. But yeah, that's how it's going to be, and I hope that people are excited for Spoopy Month. You know, when October rolls around, there'll be a lot of horror games, and I'm going to have to get a pair of a change of pants because I'm probably going to have a lot of anxiety and stuff. We're going to see how it goes, because I just don't play horror games in general, and the fact that we're going to be running horror games pretty often throughout October, it's gonna make it rough. This year we're going to try and crank out as many as we can, so I'm going to do a lot of smaller games that are horror and not a whole lot of bigger games. So we'll have to see how that is. One way or another, I would like to thank everyone again for showing up, for watching, post or during stream, past or present or post. Please, I hope to see you again. I hope you show up in the chat. I hope we have some discussions. I hope we can enjoy exploring these games together for the love of the medium, honestly. It legitimately is one of the best things in the world to explore these games and see all the creativity that comes from people who like making video games, and want to explore stuff. So, but for the time being, I will say good night. I hope you all have a good weekend. Spend some time, go touch grass. I need to do that myself. And I will see you guys Monday for Monument 2. So, Monument Valley 2. And until then, take care. See ya.